It is Tuesday the 19th of June 2018. I was in Gateshead Civic Centre this morning for a cabinet meeting, and on the agenda was a report that was asking for the cabinet to agree to the Gateshead School, special school, being moved from Wickham to Saltwell for a new build. It's needed because the school needs to expand, because there are a lot more pupils needing the education that that school provides. However, they can't expand any further on the current site. And then I pointed out that 4 years ago the school had an extensive renovation and expansion with a new extension built to the school, and the report in front of us today was saying that this would all be declared surplus to requirement. And I did ask the question, how was it that just a few years ago, when we were building a huge extension on this school, the authority went so spectacularly wrong with its planning for capacity in the future? Because we have what is effectively a brand new building which cost hundreds of thousands of pounds, and it's now about to be declared surplus to requirement, and it could end up being pulled down. And I think there is something that is seriously wrong in the way that the council has planned, or failed to plan, for the extra needs of children in the borough into the near future. So that's going to be quite an interesting issue over the period ahead of us. I'm now on my second visit into Gateshead Civic Centre, and I'm heading in for the Health Scrutiny Committee. So time is getting a bit short now. I've got 9 minutes to get to the meeting. I think I should be able to do it. Well, that's Health Committee now done, but just to go back to Cabinet this morning, there was another report which I made comments on, which was about building a car park in the Baltic area of the quayside. And the car park is needed for the Great Exhibition of the North, which starts on Friday. It's just that the problem was that they hadn't got cabinet approval or planning permission before the car park was built, and the car park is now built, and it goes for planning tomorrow, and it went through the cabinet this morning, and it's recommended that approval be given to this car park. Well, of course it's already there, so I suggested that the recommendation should actually be reasons to support this report. Number one, because we've already built the car park. So somebody didn't quite get the bureaucracy right on this one. Anyway, I'm off to Bolden now because one of my animal feed supplies is out there, and we are after quail food. Well, still on the cabinet, from this morning, there was a third report that I made comment on, and it was about setting up a regional adoption agency. And I've made comments about this before because it has irritated the pants off me, because it's been an utter waste of money where individual local authorities are advertising for people to come forward as the adoptive parents. And I've heard on the radio before, where on commercial local radio, where there'll be one advert at the start of the commercial break from one local authority encouraging people to come forward to be adopters, and then later on in the same commercial break the same message goes out from another local authority. So they're almost in competition with each other, almost trying to outdo each other, and it's absolutely absurd. It's a complete waste of money. The authorities should actually be working together rather than competing with each other. And at last, they've actually decided to form a regional body to look after adoption in the northeast. And not before time, but hopefully it'll put an end to this ridiculous situation we've had of local authorities competing rather than cooperating with each other. So good news at last from the Cabinet. It's 7:30 in the evening and I've just arrived at Heworth Golf Club, not to play golf, but it's the Gateshead East Lib Dem branch meeting, and I attend as leader of the group and leader of the opposition in Gateshead to give a report about what the council is up to. Well, I've just finished the meeting and gave my group leader's report, so I'm heading home now, but we had a discussion about various issues at Gateshead Council, including today's Cabinet experience where the council agreed to move Gibbside School, having just expanded it 4 years ago. So that got quite a bit of discussion. And we also discussed our plans for the action day that we've got this weekend in Dunstan Hill and Lobley Hill, because we're going to start moving on Lobley Hill Ward, Lobley Hill and Bensham Ward, which just over a decade ago we were in contention for winning. We were within only about 50 votes of winning it, so we're looking at doing some work there as well.